Good morning. I can tell that I am a little sleepy this morning because I just recorded for 4 minutes and just now realized my mic was on mute. So let's go over all this again. Indices lower, everything lower by at least 0.5% so far. NASDAQ is leading, the indices lower. Currencies, euro is down, Canadian dollar is also down as well. Metals are higher, mostly. Yeah, all around. Platinum sitting at roughly break even on the session. Silver up 1%, gold up 0.5%, and copper is up 0.6%. And energies, crude oil is flying up 4.63%, up $5 currently. Heating oil is up 3.66%. Natural gas up 2.22%, and RBOB up 3.16%. Corn 0.75% higher, soybeans 0.75% higher, and wheat is 1.29% higher. T-note futures are higher as well. Yields mixed 2 and 5 year lower, 10 and 30 are higher. And in the cryptocurrencies, we got Bitcoin down 0.9% to 42,325, and Ethereum futures are down 42, down 1.4%. All right, market is open. Similar morning how it's been for the last several trading days. Sleepy NASDAQ, and then it wakes up as soon as market opens. Here is the candlestick. We have been trending lower since midnight, around midnight, Mountain Standard Time. Interesting to note here as well, right down here, this is a daily chart. We closed at the highs yesterday at top of resistance, and now we are getting a pullback. We could see this support get tested today. Still so far not seeing anything on Bookmap that's interesting to me. Also to note, the NASDAQ is trading right around yesterday's VWAP. Here's VWAP, straight line across, so we're still in that area. Still just chopping away so far this morning. What I am really interested in is crude oil. I'd rather trade that today than the micro NASDAQ. However, if I see an opportunity in micros, I will take it. I'll tell you what, the last couple days I've been sleeping all the way up to my alarm, and for some reason I wake up even more tired. I don't get the logic behind that, but that's just how it's been. So, still sipping on my coffee. Still asleep a little bit. I've only been up for an hour and a half. But yeah, totally forgot to unmute my microphone. So I started to stream just to realize I had no audio. That's how it goes. All right, getting a push lower, but this is still chop until we can kind of clear these lows right here to the downside, or these highs to the upside. This is all just chop, really. All right, over on the candlestick, this is yesterday's. No, that's probably not yesterday's high. That's probably the day before high. Okay, so this is yesterday's previous session high. So this line that I'm watching is actually Monday's high. This would be a good area to target with a short trade. We have to watch out here. So now we're bouncing off the 14,500, but we could dip into the 80s and then pot back up. So it might not be a direct shot if we penetrate that 500 level all the way down. We'll just have to see. This is a good fake out area. You'll see price break below. Inexperienced traders perhaps would rush into it and take a short right here as soon as we broke the level, and that's just not the way to do it. You got to be a little bit more patient. The market is designed to frustrate you. Again, a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. I kind of don't want to switch over to crude right now because, well, I was liking the liquidity down here. Still wasn't enough for me to take a short trade, but I am liking all that liquidity. Liking liquidity still isn't enough yet to convince me that we're gonna drop right now. And if we don't penetrate through all of this, it could just act as support and send us higher. Liquidity evaporating down here on the bottom. Still waiting to see. All right, just hit a new low, new session low on the NASDAQ. Still not convinced. I like it, but I'm not convinced enough to want to take this trade. All right, getting a push. So far, this has acted. This became a support level. I'm sure we'll visit this again. Seven minutes into the cash open and still waiting on a trade. I might flip over. I'm gonna go ahead and flip over crude oil and see what I see there. A lot of buying in crude, a lot of buying. It's already extended. I don't see anything in crude right now. Creating support down here. You can see on the 1 minute chart all those wicks. It's where buyers stepped in and supported price. I still don't feel like there's enough liquidity down here. I could be wrong and it could tank and that's fine, but I really just want to see more than what we're seeing right now. I mean, that's a decent amount. I like that more. Started to break below, but it's still not enough liquidity, really, in my mind, the way I trade, what I look for. See, if I would have hopped in a short right here, the stop that I used would have been kicked out already. So it might work for somebody else's setup, and that's great. It doesn't work for my setup. I like to keep my stops real tight. Some would say I keep my stops too tight, and that's all right. We all trade differently. Crude oil penetrated a double top that it had formed. Still trading at roughly 5% on the session, a little lower. I saw a potential move in crude. Let's see, that was like 6:30 this morning, and I didn't get into it. I had just gotten out of bed like 10 minutes before. Another thing I've learned the hard way: don't take a trade as soon as you get on the computer in the morning. Here on crude, let's switch over to that for a moment. Here on crude, we can see volume expanding here, a lot of green volume, so could totally see us continuing upward today. Check out natural gas. I went over natural gas in my newsletter yesterday, and here's the resistance that formed September to the end of last year, September to November of last year. Resistance area, a small sliver, but tested multiple times. Support down here. We've been in a very clear uptrend channel here, very clear. This is a weekly chart, by the way. So here you can see we kind of, all these wicks were buyers coming in to help support price. We created a little micro resistance right here, which is the yellow line. And so far this week, we're penetrating through that level, and it's important to see how natural gas closes this week. If we can close above this range, I could see a retest next week before full force up into the 5.6 area. So I've been keeping my eyes on natural gas a little bit. So far it looks like volume is contracting, and there's some red candles coming in. Micro Nasdaq still not doing anything. Crude is just above 5% now, still kind of in the same area, and I think that's what we've been seeing from crude this week. Is at open it's kind of slow. After a while it'll give you a move, and then that's it. as long as I'm trading. I only trade for like an hour, hour and a half, so there's normally like one move I can get in on crude. Micro Nasdaq still just doing its thing, hanging out, chilling, trying to figure out which direction it would like to go. Could be a good area for a short. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're hitting this prior low right here, this prior session low. If a trader wanted to take a short position, this would be a good enough place to do it. Not for me, not my strategy, but I could see traders coming here and shorting this, getting us down to 14,467, which is Monday's high. We got a little overhead liquidity at the 14,550 level. So far, that short idea is working out. I'd love to take a short here and try and write it down to this 450 level, but I don't know, man. If that's your strategy, good job. You have already made 30 points on NASDAQ. That's great if you took that short right here. I'm feeling kind of compelled to take a short. I don't see enough to convince me, so it'd be more of a gamble trade. But I do believe that we're going to keep riding down to at least the 450 level. Got a nice bounce there. Alright, let's take a short. Kind of got a bad fill there. Got in a little lower than I wanted to, and I'm out for an L. Yeah, I tried to get in a little bit higher up here, but by the time my order got filled, it was down here. So if I would have been filled, gotten a little better fill, would have been a good one. But that's just the way it goes. Still seeing a lot of liquidity down here. Yeah, look, I got kicked out right at the top. Oh, gotta love when that happens. Alright, we're gonna get a little bounce here. Crude is still moving up. So for me, it's I know other traders can hop in on a trend. it's hard for me to do that. I like to get into a position before like everybody else sees it, and once the trend is going, it just, to me, the risk is higher, the reward, you know, could be higher, could be lower. So for my trading, this little consolidation area, that's where I would have liked to have got in. Little pullback, little consolidation, get in on a breakout, then ride it. But I can't just hop in on this right now. My mind won't let me. And still up top here, really not seeing too much liquidity. See, I want to see a cluster of liquidity like that all the way down to 50. Oh, shoot. Okay. Just made a big mistake. I was watching this up here, not realizing I forgot that I'd switched over to crude, so I just had a 5-lot position in crude to the short side, I believe, and this is a very strong trend, and I just accidentally took a short on it. I hope I didn't hurt myself. All right, I don't know what I'm at for the day. I keep my P&L hidden. I'm green now. Accidentally. That was a total accidental trade, and that shit happens. You're always going to make mistakes in trading. I still make mistakes. I just shorted crude oil in a strong uptrend, 5 lots, meaning to take a short in micro NASDAQ. This time it worked out, but that is not often the case. So yep. I started trading Ethereum and Bitcoin way back in 2017. I got in on Ethereum late but early. So the price was already a few $100s. I think I bought in about 300, 325, might have been 200. And I got out close to the highs, but not at the highs when cryptocurrencies crashed. I made like $800 off just having one Ethereum back then. So I've been in this game for several years now. I've been trading full time since 2019. April 2019 actually. I've been trading full time, so I don't know, it's at almost 3 years now. I'm still making mistakes. It still happens. My short though, yeah, it'd be I'd be sitting pretty right now. I'll pull up my my trades so you can see. Let me zoom in on this level too. So accidentally 5 lots short right there at 114.22. Got filled at 114.17 and 18. So just for a few cents profit. And price has come down somehow. So very lucky on that mistake. I gotta pay more attention to stuff like that. Kind of good though, because I was trying to short somewhere, and I think in this area or somewhere towards the lows, where I was looking to get a short on micro NASDAQ, which wouldn't have worked out for me. So I guess lucky mistake, if there is such a thing. Really not liking the price action of micro NASDAQ today. That's really been the case for the last couple of weeks. Now, of course, we've gotten some good moves. I'm not saying that trading NASDAQ's been horrible, or it hasn't been. It's just my particular strategy, the way I see the market, hasn't been aligned with how the NASDAQ is. I know there are a lot of traders that have been trading NASDAQ and killing it. That's awesome. Great for you guys. I'm proud of you. But it just hasn't been for me lately. But all right, let's check out the heat map once again. So I pretty much only watched the heat map with the NASDAQ. I've tried looking at other things through Bookmap, like crude oil, ES, and a few other things like 10-year T-note futures. I just don't like them as much as I like the NASDAQ. NASDAQ moves really fast. When I enter a trade, I'm proven right or I'm proven wrong very rapidly. Very quickly, I know if this was if it went against me, if it went for me. And that's what I like. I don't like sitting on the sidelines for 20 minutes, like hoping it goes in my direction. I like high momentum scalping. So I don't want to sit around in a position for, honestly, more than a few seconds. The longer my position goes, the more anxious I get. United States new home sales will be released in 5 minutes. Soybeans hitting a fresh session high along with corn. And looks like all indices are lower currently. Let's take a look at the market watch. So selling only intensified here at open, in the indices at least, and Russell is actually the leader to the downside right now, down 1.2%. Let's see, crude off the top, still hovering around 5% gain on the session, so really not too much movement since market open. Natty gas, well off the highs of the morning, kind of looks like a middle finger. If you use your imagination here, I can see it. RBOB is very slightly, like crude here, very slightly off the highs. Could be a good dip opportunity before it takes off again. Wow, look at corn. Alright, that's wild. Soybeans too wild. Up 2% soybeans, 2.12, and corn is up 2.23% on the session. Crazy. Let's see, T-note futures. Hovering right around the highs, session highs pretty much. ZB, ZF, ZN, that's 10-year. When I trade T-notes, it's mainly 10-year, and from what I've heard and read, this seems to be the most popular T-note to trade, the 10-year. It's not too far out, not too short, got a lot of volume. And then ZTs, all of these T-notes are just hovering around the highs still. 2 and 5-year yields are still down, and 10-year is up a little higher, well off the highs of the session, a little higher than what it was a while ago, and 30-year is up 0.89% on the session. Alright, let's switch back to the heat map. Crude oil is having a decent sized pullback currently. Yeah, good one, down 40 cents from where I took the accidental short trade. Lucky mistake, lucky mistake. All right, NASDAQ coming off just a little bit. All right, I am accidentally up $91 after commissions. Total accident. 91. Oh wait, 5 trades? Oh, that might be counting my executions, because I only took 2 trades this morning, one in micro NASDAQ and one in crude oil. So cool, up 91, pretty much break even on the day there. So far, nothing is really interesting me this morning to trade. I haven't seen anything in crude since the open. I got bamboozled by the micro NASDAQ once this morning, and really it's just been chopping. We're up at the 14,500 level once again. Let's check out a candlestick chart of micro NASDAQ. So here, since open lower, upside wick. Let's see. Lower low, lower high, lower low. So our lows are getting a little lower, but we are encountering a lot of support here in this area. If we penetrate below Monday's high, this would be the next area I'm looking at, and this was a high from yesterday, and that's at 14,447. Seeing liquidity down here below last traded price. U.S. February new home sales come in down 2% to 772,000. The consensus was 805,000, so it comes in 33,000 new home sales short. So a miss there on new home sales this morning for the month of February. Yeah, see, NASDAQ is just playing around this morning. See, you had liquidity here, possibly trapping traders like myself that use a similar strategy to me, and now it's higher. So I'm really not interested in NASDAQ as long as it's chopping around like this. I want to see a break of this chop zone before I even consider taking another trade in the NASDAQ. And yeah. Sorry for that, I was opening up my browser. US dollar index is higher this morning, currently up 0.36%. I'm liking this down here, but once again, I would have been bamboozled here. Chances are I'd get bamboozled here as well, but this is, for a moment there, it showed a high concentration of liquidity, which is what I look for when I take a trade. So let's see what happens there. Still seeing a lot of interest down here. But who knows if we'll break to the downside. Sorry, I'm adjusting my microphone right now. Lumber is today's futures performance leaders to the downside. Lumber futures are down 1.15% currently as of 8:04 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And the Russian ruble is actually the performance leader to the upside. The Russian ruble is up currently 4.57%, just barely above crude oil on the day. I believe I saw something this morning about they're going to use the Russian ruble. They're going to try and use the Russian ruble to purchase gas from what Russia claims is hostile nations or something like that. I didn't look too heavily in it, so if you're interested, do your own research on that. I just briefly saw something on it this morning when I was scrolling through Twitter. See, once again, I would have been bamboozled down here if I wanted to get in a short. There was a lot of interest. There's been a lot of interest. But you see, we start to chop and then liquidity evaporates. But that's okay. Not every day is a wonderful day to trade in the markets. There's some boring days. There's exciting days. So far, with the micro Nasdaq, in my opinion, it's been boring so far this morning. We're still just chopping around in the opening range. So everything in between, let's see, high, so everything below 14,546 is chopping, and everything above current session high, so everything above 14,460 is chopped. So we have about a 100-point range right now that micro Nasdaq is currently in. I'll show you what it looks like on my chart. There's the opening candle. We're below that high, and here's the bottom of the range right here, which is a current session low. Zoom in just in case you can't see it. I'll also mark it high, low. Everything in here is just chopping. If I were to try and trade this, I would just give all my money to the market. So I'm avoiding it for now. Getting a pop to the upside now. We are currently testing the 21 EMA, finding some sellers here. Then we got VWAP right after that at 14,557. Alright, let's switch to Bookmap. I'm going to look at crude, see if there's anything there. Not seeing anything I want to trade in crude so far. We got that pullback like I was saying, and now this current 10-minute candle is up, so that's also just kind of chopping away. If a trader wanted to take a short position in crude, this would definitely be the area to do it, but I'm not. I don't see a trade there I want to get in. Seeing liquidity to upside now. Right here, that could send us up to the VWAP test. We got the VWAP at 557, so we'll see if micro NASDAQ will test that. Still haven't been able to get over the 21 EMA though. Yeah, today could also turn out to be a consolidation day in the indices, which I believe is very much needed. Out of the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading sessions, five of them have been up. So, needless to say, I think a consolidation day or a few days of consolidation would be healthy for this for this market, for the indices. So, do we penetrate, or does this act as resistance? I'm feeling like where we're at now, we could penetrate. We could at least test the VWAP and see what happens from there. VWAP is in roughly less than 20 points now. Now VWAP is at 14,553. So just about 20 points to go. But we are also at the top of the range, so personally I wouldn't want to take a trade here, because if we rotate back down to the bottom, that's 100 points. Almost 100 points. 30 plus 40, 70 points roughly. So I definitely don't want to get long at the range high right now. Gonna open up my Thinkorswim here. Had my caps lock on, so my password was incorrect. Sorry for that interruption. You know, I'm gonna have to interrupt it again. I'm gonna have to move my window. All right, little pullback. I think we're about to test VWAP. That's a lot of interest right there. VWAP still at 553. I believe that was the test. We have tested VWAP now. Deciding point, do we go up from here or do we pull back from here? Alright, just gonna flip over to my Thinkorswim. I've been trading options more. I never really liked options because I believe that like Delta and Vega, Theta, all the Greeks played a big role in trading options. They really don't have to, and I'm just now recently learning that. So I go to the nearest Friday expiration. So here you can see we're 2 days away from expiration. I go to the at the money call, and I go to the at the money put. Oop. Blue. And then I come here and just see what I see. If I see a move, I'll take it. If not, I won't. And I pretty much only trade QQQ contracts because I trade NASDAQ a lot. I have a lot of experience with it, so I kind of know how it moves. So when I'm trading options, I like to trade something I have a background in. No move here. We're testing the 9 EMA right there. Same with this put. We're just below the 9 EMA. Nothing to really do. I don't have a VWAP on this chart. Let me add a VWAP real quick. I don't care for the bands. How do I turn that off? Yeah, can't remember. I'll turn it off. Do I just set these to 0? Oh, yep, that's what I do. Cool. Alright, so yeah, here is the at the money call, at the money put. I'm not seeing anything still here, but I do watch options throughout the day, so I could very well trade it if I felt like it. But alright, not seeing anything, so let's flip back over to Bookmap. Seeing a lot of interest to the upside here at 14,600. Buyers stepping back in. Let's look at the daily chart here. Yesterday's candle, this is a current candle. I mean, so we're 130 points off the bottom, so buyers have stepped in at least for the moment, and we'll just only time will tell where that goes. And so if you're thinking about day trading options, it really has nothing to do with the Greeks, in my opinion. If you're just looking for a quick scalp, quick day trade, you know, if you plan on holding a position, swinging a position, you want to look into the Greeks and how theta affects your position. But if you're just day trading options, it's been real simple for me. If I see an opportunity at the money call, I'll go long. If I see an opportunity at the money put, I'll buy a put. Might be getting ready to penetrate 14,600. Alright, well that is going to be it for me today. I'm not seeing anything. I have other stuff I wanna start working on. So have a good day. If you like my stream, please like and subscribe. I stream my trading 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And yeah, have a good day.